Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Can you hear me and see me? Can you just let me know that in the comment section? I hope my audio is clear and video is clear, right? Okay, so we will start soon. I'm waiting for others to join so that we can start at the same time because this will be a quiz program and I don't want a few of them to be lagging behind. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Okay, okay. Yeah, good. So we'll start soon. Okay, so by then I'll just give a very quick introduction. So today will be a live quiz program. So I'll be giving few questions, and the faster you answer, the more points you'll get. So this is a very good chance to show off your skills. You can compete with your fellow data aspirants and enthusiasts and show off your skills. So it'll be a very interactive session. So at any point of time, you can ask me doubts. And then after a few set of questions, I'll be arranging a Q&A session so that you can ask me any questions. Then, so you learn about data science, data analytics, data analysis. And then after every question, I'll be showing the leaderboard so that you'll get to know at which place you're in the leaderboard, depending on whether you have answered it correctly or not. Okay, so we'll start in 2 or 3 minutes. So for this, I'll be using a quiz platform called Menti. So it would be better if you can have two devices. So on one device, you can watch the live stream, and then on the other device, you can take part in the quiz. Okay. So what I'll do is, just a second. Okay, so now what I want you to do is, so open your web browser, be it Chrome, Safari, Opera, or any other web browser. So just type menti.com. So that is menti.com. You can see at the top of the screen, and then enter the code 4644643. So when if you enter the code and take part in it, so whatever question I display, you'll also get that, and then you can take part by answering the question. Okay, so can you join? Go to menti.com and enter the code 4644643. Still nobody have joined. Okay, so one player has joined, two, three, okay, three players have joined. Okay, okay. Yeah, so we'll start soon. I'm just waiting for a few more people so that they can join. So if you don't know how to join the quiz, go to menti.com. So that is menti.com and then enter the code 4644643, which is visible at the top of the screen. So I've divided the entire quiz program into three parts. So first, this is the part one. In this, we have 5 questions. So these will cover various aspects. So these will cover the problem solving skills and then how to approach a problem and then what kind of concepts to use and so on. Okay, so if you have all joined, okay, 4 people, okay, okay. So let me just wait because people are joining because I see that 8 people are watching the stream, but only 4 have taken part. So if you don't go to menti.com and enter the code, then there's no use of attending this session because the quiz will be through that platform. Okay, so by then, if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section. Okay, 5 people have joined. Okay, six people. Okay, so one more person, and then we'll start. Code, yeah. So the code is 46444643. So you need to go to menti.com and enter the code 46444643. And I've also given that code in the comment section. So make sure you join first. Okay, okay. Okay. So we will start with the first question of the quiz. Okay. Yeah. So the faster you answer, the more points you'll get. Okay. So this is the question. Why would one want to center and scale a set of data? So you have 25 seconds to answer this question. Choose the correct answer. Why is centering and scaling data important? Only 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay, so okay. So I see that 60% of the people have answered multiple variables in the data to be on the same scale. And then 20% have answered for easier interpretation of data, and then the other 20% have answered make values positive. So the correct answer is multiple variables in the data to be on the same scale. Because if different variables are on different scales, then it will be difficult for interpretation. So there might be a chance that the model might think greater magnitude of values means I need to give higher importance to those values. So that is wrong, right? So we need a method to get all the data, that is all values of a variable, to be on the same scale. So 60% of the people who have given that good job. Okay, so now let's see the leaderboard. Okay, so XGB is in the first place, Shweta Arvind is in the second place, and then Kaushik is in the third place. Nagendra and Monisha didn't get the answer correct. Okay, that's fine because we have more questions. So don't worry, you will get a chance to be on the leaderboard. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so here comes question two. Answer fast to get more points. So the faster, why is data reduction used? So choose the correct answer. There are three options. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then time's up. Because this was slightly easier than the previous question. Okay, so 67% of the people got it right, and then 33% got it wrong. So data reduction. So in the question itself, there's the word reduction. So reduction means to reduce. So one very good example of data reduction is principal component analysis. So you need to use a smaller set of variables to capture most of the information, because if you have a lot of variables, then the size of the data might be huge, and few of the variables might be not required at all. So data reduction means to find the smallest number of variables which can capture the highest amount of information in the data set. So good job whoever have got it correct. So let's see the leaderboard. Okay. Okay, so XGV is still in the first place. Oh, Ravit Anand was the fastest person to give the answer. So he has 682 points. XGB has 1425 points in the first place. Shweta Arvind has 734 points and is in the second place. Ravit Anand has 682 points and is in the third place. Kaushik has 640 points and is in the fourth place. So Nagendra and Monisha, I'm sure you can try and get better. So let's go on to the next question. Okay, before that, I would just like to give a brief introduction Box-Cox transformation, because the next question is about Box-Cox transformation. Okay, just a second. Yeah, so in Box-Cox transformation, non-normal dependent variables are transformed into normal variables. So if the variables follow a normal distribution, then it is a very important characteristic, because normal distribution is very popular and you can apply a lot of methods, tools, and procedures which can be applied to normal variables. Then normality is an important assumption for many statistical techniques. So if you see, most of the statistical techniques assume that the variables follow a normal distribution. Then if your data isn't normal, then you can apply a box-Cox transformation. So as I told, if the variables are normal, follow a normal distribution, then you can run a broader number of tests. Then, so at the core of box-Cox transformation is an exponent lambda, which varies from -5 to +5. So what you do is you consider all the values of lambda, then you consider the optimal value. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. This is question number 3. Answer fast to get more points. Don't forget that. What is the transformation when lambda equals 0 in box-Cox? So is it inverse, logarithmic, square root, or cubed polynomial? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the time's up. Okay, so 3 people have answered logarithmic, which is correct, and 3 people have answered inverse, which is wrong. Okay, so here Sagar Shah tells that the time is running out so fast. I know that. There is also a reason why I've kept the time limit so less, so that you can react quickly, and it also tells how prepared or how ready are you with the knowledge. So for few questions, I've given 5 or 10 seconds extra, but if you feel that this time is a bit less, then from the next session, I'll try to increase the time. Okay, so when lambda equals 0, logarithmic transformation is applied. So there is also a formula for that. Okay, so here is the leaderboard. Okay, so XGB was the fastest person again, and he is leading the leaderboard. Okay, so Shweta Arvind has been dropped from the second position, and Ravit Anand has beaten Shweta to be in the second place. Okay, so XGB, Ravit, Shweta, Kaushik, Nagendra. Yeah, good job. Okay, now here comes the fourth question. Be ready. Make sure to answer fast and be accurate. Which of the following options solves collinearity issues in regression analysis? Okay, so the time's up. Okay, so 3 people have answered that adding more dummy variables. 2 have answered removing zero variance and near zero variance variables, which is the correct answer. Then cut the data set in half. One person has said that, and that is wrong. Okay, so collinearity issues. So when the dependent variables in your data set are correlated with each other. So let's say house price and square feet, that is size of the house. So both are correlated variables. So when you have correlated variables in your training data set, then collinearity issues occurs. So what you need to do is you need to remove zero variance and near zero variance variables, because zero variance indicates that there's no variation. So the data is the same throughout. And near zero variance indicates that there is slight variation. So if there's not much variation, then those variables are not useful, because the main aim in regression analysis is to find those dependent variables which can capture the maximum variance in the target variable. Now cut the data set in half. So if you cut the data set in half, it doesn't solve the collinearity issues, because the dependent variables which were causing the collinearity issue will still be present, but we will have lesser number of records. And I see that majority have chosen adding more dummy variables. So when you add more dummy variables, it helps you for analysis of categorical variables, but doesn't solve collinearity issues. Okay, nobody has chosen duplicating the data set, so I need not explain why that is the wrong answer. Okay, let's see the leaderboard now. Okay, seems that XGV is again in the first place. Ravit Anand is in the second place. So I see that the leaderboard has remained the same. Okay. Okay, so this is the fifth question of the first part. There'll be more parts, so don't just leave the session after answering this question. Okay, so I'm starting it. How many dummy variables are required for four categories? This is a very easy answer. Sorry, question. Okay, six people have answered. Majority have chosen any number will work fine. Okay, that's wrong. I'll explain that. Two have chosen three. That's correct. Two have chosen one, which is wrong. Okay, so if you have four categories, so the thing is that if you have n categories, then you require n minus one dummy variables because the last category can be captured when all the dummy variables have the value 0. So you need to have one less than the number of categories. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 is the right answer. Any number doesn't work fine because it follows the equation that n categories require n minus 1 dummy variables to capture the information in that variable. Okay, for the first part of the quiz, let's see the leaderboard. Okay. Okay, so XGB has answered this question the fastest and he's the winner. Congratulations, XGB. So instead of keeping your names as XGB or something random, keep it as your name so that I can call out and it makes real sense when I read out your name. Okay, XGB has scored 3,555 points. Congratulations, XGB. Ravit Anand is in the second place. Then in the third place is Monisha. Then Shweta Arvind is in the fourth place with 734 points. Kaushik in the fifth place with 640 points. Nagendra with 560 points. Then Arijit with 502 points. Then Sagar Shah has 0 points. Okay. Okay, so now the first part of the quiz is over. So this will be like a gap or a break where we'll discuss some general questions and then you can also ask me any questions you have. So this question doesn't actually carry points. So there are no points because this is just a general question. So what is your biggest fear in data science or machine learning or data analytics? So can you go and answer this question? So I just want to hear from you people. Okay, it can be anything. So, like a specific concept, you're finding it difficult to learn, or you're trying and you're not able to get a job, or doing projects, or it can be any other problem in these domains. So, let me know what problems do you have, rather, what's your biggest fear. You can type anything, that's fine. Okay, so one person has said getting a job. Okay, I'm waiting for more responses. It's fine, you can type anything, there's nothing wrong or to be ashamed of. So in the comments, Shashikant Nagare has told 16. So I don't understand what you mean by 16. Okay, come on, guys. Answer this question. One person has told getting a job. So getting a job is very difficult, especially for the entry level positions in these domains like data science, machine learning, computer vision, and all. So most of the job profiles require you have a lot of experience because companies believe that to give this kind of high level job, they require the experience. And okay, so the other answer is expectation versus reality. Here lies a wide gap. Yeah. So when it comes to, so it can also happen in the job profiles that, so the HR recruiter posts a job profile and then they have different set of expectations. So they hire for the role of data scientist itself, but they have different expectations. So you just go by the name and you apply, and then you get selected for the interview. You finish the coding rounds, the telephonic round, and all. And then later you realize at the last round, when the interviewee, sorry, and the person who interviewed you explains the requirements, then you'll be shocked because this was not what you're for. I don't know how to learn basics of these domains. Okay. So there are actually a lot of free resources on the internet. So Google is the best solution for that. So you can just type the topic name and then definition and explanation. Then you can also follow some popular blogs. Okay, and the other person has told learning path and fresher taking job or not. Learning path and Yeah, the learning path can be difficult because data science is a huge field, and when you apply for jobs, they expect you to know everything. So I would suggest that you apply for entry level positions like data analyst, business analyst, or BI developer, and then slowly, after gaining 1 or 2 years of experience, you can climb up the ladder and become the data scientist position. My biggest fear is how can I make transition from any different field to data science field as I'm trying very hard to achieve this. Okay. So I've seen many success stories of people who have successfully transitioned from, let's say, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, for that matter, even medicine, because data science and AI can be applied in any domain. So what is required is you need to have the right resources, you need to have the skill, the enthusiasm, and the eager to learn. Okay, so job. Okay, so here Nagendra says which can choose program like R and Python in learning TS. So you can choose either or Python. It actually depends on you. I would recommend you to choose Python because the syntax is easy. It's open source. It's widely used, and it supports a lot of machine learning and statistical libraries and tools. Yeah, I understand that getting a job in these domains is very difficult. So Shashikant Nagare says, "Sir, please start interview preparation series here." Yeah, I have plans for that. So I was just busy with other works. So that was the reason I was not able to give that much time to my YouTube channel. So very soon I'll be starting an interview preparation series. Yeah, okay. So after this, okay, so this is just a fun question. So again, there are no points for this question. So do you think cable television will die? So can you just because now there are a lot of OTT platforms like Netflix, Prime Video, Z5, Disney Plus, Hotstar, and so many. So, do you think that cable television will die in few years because you can get at a cheaper price a lot of different content on OTT platforms? So, I see that the ratio is changing. Majority say yes. So, can you guys please answer? Let's keep it interactive. Yeah, so the majority agree that cable television will die because as the technology is evolving, then you can get a lot of content on these OTT platforms at a cheaper price. So, and even if you see the user base is slowly migrating to all these OTT platforms and streaming platforms. Okay, so this was the response I was expecting. Okay, guys. So the first part is done. The first part of the quiz is done. Okay, now we will start with the second part. Just give me a second, I'm sharing the screen. Okay, guys, so you can see the screen, right? Okay, so for this, what I want you to do is again go to menti.com and then use a different code. So the code now is 4217113. So code for part 2 is 4217113. Okay, so join fast, guys. We'll start with the next part of the quiz program. So here I'll be covering different aspects of the question. So it'll be more interesting from now on. Still nobody has joined. So just go to menti.com again and enter the code 4217113. Okay, so Nagendra wants me to explain how to prepare resume. So I will surely do that. Yeah, very soon I'll be making a YouTube video or even a live session on that matter. Okay, two people have joined. Join soon, guys. Go to menti.com and enter the code 4217113. Okay, four people have joined. Five people have joined. Okay, join soon, guys. You just have to enter the code 4217113 and we'll start. Okay, so here comes the first question as again answer fast to get more points. So dataset contains these columns: company name, sales rank of the company, and sales in 2020. Which irrelevant columns would you remove for exploratory data analysis? Okay, so the time's up and I see everybody has voted. Okay, so it's good to know that majority of the people have gotten it right. So the correct answer is retailer name. So I'll give you an explanation. So for exploratory data analysis, we need to remove irrelevant variables. So here, why is retailer name not relevant for this task? So three people have told sales in 2020. Now, sales for a company is a very important attribute because only then you'll get to know how good is the company performing. Is the company not doing good in few geographic locations? And then even with the help of other variables, if we know the sales value for that company for the specific time period, then we can dig into and ask more questions like what might be the cause for this? How do we get rid of this? So we can do descriptive analysis, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. So here retailer name is unique. So it has unique values. So if retailer name has a value, then it won't repeat again in the other row. So variables which are unique, that is they take in unique values, are not important because they don't give you extra piece of information. Okay, I hope you have understood that. Now let's see the leaderboard. Okay, so here I can see that Sagar Narula is in the first place, has 726 points. And the reason he's in the first place is because he has answered this question the fastest. Second, XGB. Third, Wolfmeister with 649 points. And then Monisha with 551 points. Good job, guys. So the maximum number of points you can get for a question is 1000 points. That is, you take a fraction of second delay to answer that question. So let's see if anybody can actually get close to 1000 points for a question. Okay, now we'll move on with the next question. So question 2 of 5. Both target and predictor variables must be continuous for linear regression. Is this true or false? This is a very, very simple question. I would actually be shocked if somebody gets it wrong. Or if somebody doesn't know the basics, then it might be a chance that somebody might get it wrong. Okay. So I see that only one person has got it correct out of five, and four have told true. So in linear regression, what happens is only the target variable has to be continuous. So predictor variables here means the dependent variables in the training set. So predictor variables are the input variables, target variable is the output variable for the model. So you can have categorical dependent variables or predictor variables. So let's say if you're predicting the house price, then you can have a variable as to is garage. So this variable indicates whether that house has a garage or not. So that is a categorical variable, right? So dependent variable can be either continuous or categorical. Only the target variable has to be continuous for linear regression. Okay. So let's see the leaderboard now. Oh, Wolf Mister has answered this the fastest and he's the only person who got it correct because only one had gotten it correct. So that's the reason he has 1331 points. So Sagar Narula is in the second place with 726 points, XGB with 680 points, Monisha with 551 points. Ravitanand, Vinayak, and Zlatan have 0 points because they haven't answered the question or have answered it incorrectly. So don't worry, you three. There is still scope for you to be in the first three positions. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is the third question. How many transformed variables can be created based on one predictor variable? Read it carefully. Okay, the time is up. Oh, I see only three people have answered this question. So, was it due to a shortage of time? Okay, so again, one person has gotten it correct. The answer is an unlimited number. So, here predictor variable actually means a dependent variable or input variable in the training data set. Now, you can create any number of transformation. So let's say I have house price, then I can create another variable called log of house price. So that is one transformation. Then I can create square of house price. So that is another transformation. So there's no limit as to how many transformations you can apply to a variable. So there's no restriction. Hence the answer is an unlimited number. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's just look into at the leaderboard. XGB earned 508 points. Yeah, XGB is the only one who got this question correct. And since Wolf Mister had gotten the previous two questions correct, he's still in the first place. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here comes the fourth question. Answer fast. What happens when log transformation is applied to a variable in the training dataset? Okay, five people have answered and three have got it correct, which is good. One person has told removes duplicate values. No, when you apply log transformation, it doesn't remove duplicate values. So let's say I have one twice and you apply log transformation. So log of one is zero. So even after applying the log transformation, you will get zero twice. So this doesn't remove duplicate values. Removes negative values. No, log transformation doesn't remove negative values. Now the correct answer is makes highly skewed distribution less skewed. So highly skewed, it can be either right skewed or left skewed. So for those distributions, when you apply a log transformation, it makes it less skewed. Let's see the leaderboard now. Let's see if Wolfmeister has been beaten. Oh yeah, XGB is now in the first place. Oh, Wolfmeister has dropped to the third place. Okay, no worries. So XGB answered this question the fastest again. Good job, XGB. Now Sagar is in the second place with 1651 points. Wolfmeister has 1331 points. Ravit Anand 774 points. Monisha has 551 points. So Vinayak and Zlatan, I encourage you to take part. Even if you don't know the answer, just guess it, doesn't matter. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So this is the last question in this part. So it doesn't mean that this is the last question in the entire quiz program. There is another part. So don't leave after answering this question. Does data transformation always result in a better model fit? Think carefully. Okay. Five people have answered. Oh my god, none of them have gotten it correct. The answer is S. So what happens is when you apply data transformation, it results in a better model fit because now you have a different variation of the same variable. So here what you do is, so let's say you apply log transformation first, it might not result in a better model fit. When you try out different combinations, that is apply multiple transformations, then it will always result in a better model fit. So even if you had seen in the previous question, when you apply log transformation, it makes highly skewed distributions less skewed. So decreasing the skewness of a distribution is a plus point and it will result in a better model fit. Okay, the majority have told only in some cases, which is wrong, and the other person has told no. Okay. So I think the leaderboard will remain the same because nobody have gotten it correct. And XGB has won the second part again. Congratulations. And he has 2,117 points. Good job, XGB. Okay, so this is just a question. It doesn't carry any points. So after this question, we'll move on to the third part of the quiz, which is the last part. So just answer this question. There are no points again. You can answer whatever you think is right. There's no right or wrong answer. Why is data brought together to a common location? Is it to establish relationships among data sources? Or which of the following options do you think is the correct one? You can also choose multiple choices if I'm right. Okay. So there is 50, 54. Sometimes we can't access the source systems. Okay. Okay, so people are answering. Okay. Let all of you answer and then I'll tell the correct answers. The percentage is increasing for the last option. Okay, so can you tell me in the YouTube comment section if any one of you have selected all the choices? Just type S if you have selected all the four choices for this question. Okay, so five people have joined because they all the options are correct. See, when you get data to a common location, you can establish relationships among different data sources because now you have them in the same place. You can make primary key relationships or foreign key relationships. Then you can also identify if two different variables explain the same concept. So here the correct answer is all the options are correct. Sometimes we can't access the source systems directly. Yeah, this might be a chance because uh, let's say for the company's database, when you try to access, there might be huge load on the database and it might slow down. So this might result in a problem for the customers who are uh, using that platform. So in few cases, you don't want to access the source systems directly. So what you do is you apply some transformation or suffer some delay and then get that data from the company's database to a data warehouse. Source data may be unstructured or not formatted for analysis. So this is a problem in all the cases because real world data is unstructured and there might be many problems with the data quality. Like missing values, duplicate values, and so on. So when you format the data and then get it to your common location, it'll be easier for the analytics team to use that data to perform analysis. It's more convenient for extraction to have data in one place. Yeah, this is obviously correct, and that explains why this is the most opted answer. Because if all the data is in one place, then it's very easy to access it, right? Rather than going to Twitter API or YouTube API and accessing it. Okay, so this is end of part two of the quiz. So now we'll start with the third part. So I will share the screen here. Yeah, so now what I want you to do is go to menti.com again and enter the new code. The code is 9801479. And then we will start the last part of the quiz. So in this quiz, there are 5 questions. So until now, XGB has won twice. Let's see if he can make it a hat trick. Go to menti.com and enter the code 9801479. Okay, I'll post it in the comment section. The code is also in the comment section. If you want, you can copy and paste the code. 2 people have joined. Only 2 people have joined. Okay, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Yes, uh, I think one person is left to join. 6 people are watching the stream. Okay, I'll just wait for a few seconds and then go ahead. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Check your screen. A model is trained on data collected from India. This model works in India. It works fine. But when it's used in USA, performance suffers. So this is an issue due to. Okay, everybody has voted and there is 80% correct. No, 80 percentage of the answers are correct. So the answer is coverage because cleanliness is not at all an issue. That's the reason nobody has chosen. So completeness. So here you need to understand the difference between completeness and coverage. So when it comes to completeness, we're talking about rows. So if you're talking about row level information, when we are talking about coverage, we are talking about attributes, variables, or column-wise information. See, this model works fine in India, and it makes sense because it was trained on data collected from India. And it also makes sense to us that it the performance, if used in USA, will not be that good because it has been trained on Indian data. So this is an issue due to coverage because we don't have Indian data and the United States data in our data set. Okay, so let's see the leaderboard now. Oh, XGB has gotten it wrong for the first time. Sagar Narula has answered this question the fastest and has the highest number of points, 886. Monisha 733, Stingilicious 662, Ravitaran 645 points. Yeah, good job. Let's move on to the next question. Answer fast to get more points. Which of the following are techniques used to protect sensitive data? So this is a very common issue. Okay, everybody have answered and only 2 have gotten it right. Good job. The majority, 3 people have gotten it wrong. So all of the above, because, okay, let me explain what is masking. So masking can mean anything to hide the actual data. So let's say you have phone numbers and it might be sensitive. So what you do is you mask it. So you might use encryption or any other techniques to replace your phone number with a different value which actually represents the original phone number. Removing. So it is also an option to remove sensitive data. If it is actually not very important to the model you're building, then you can remove those sensitive variables. Now, coarsening. So what does coarsen mean? So let's say your phone number starts with, okay, so the phone number is of 10 digits length, and you don't want to reveal all the digits because since it's sensitive data, it might be an issue. So what you do is you only show the first five digits and represents the other or the last five digits with X's. So you can represent a category of numbers using a single code. So 98765 and then XXXX. So that is coarsening. So all of these techniques are correct. Let's see the leaderboard. Who has answered this question the fastest? Okay, XGB has gotten it right. I think Stingilicious has answered this the fastest and is in the first place. Okay, has 1564 points. Sagar in the second place, Monisha in the third place, Ravit in the fourth place, XGB is in the last place. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following are greatly affected by feature scaling? So these are supervised learning algorithms. Okay, everybody has answered, and KNN, which stands for K nearest neighbors. So this is greatly affected by feature scaling because if you scale the variables, then so in KNN, what happens is you consider the values in your neighbors. So if the value is one and then you scale it 50 times, the value becomes 50. So it is no more in the original neighborhood and it will move to a different place. So KNN is greatly affected. So decision trees are not greatly affected and even naive bias. Okay, let's see the leaderboard now. Oh, there's just 4 points difference between Sagar and XGB who got it right. So Sagar now is in the first place. So it's good to see that leaderboard is changing continuously. So that's a good sign that people are learning, improving, and taking part actively. XGB is in the third place. Stingilicious in the second place. Monisha fourth. Ravit fifth. Okay. Now here comes the last second question. Which is a better choice for a model that won't overfit a training dataset? This is a very easy question. Yeah, three people, oh, only four people have answered it. I think one person didn't answer it or got disconnected. Naive bias here is the correct answer because decision trees are prone to overfitting. So this is a very easy question because naive bias doesn't overfit for a training data set. Now let's see the leaderboard. Let's see who has answered this the fastest. Great. XGB has answered this question the fastest, and this helped him move to the second place. Sagar is still in the first place. Okay, now this is the last question, and this question will determine who will be the winner for this part. What is the reason that each tree only looks at a random subset of features in random forest algorithm? Oh, I see that each person has picked different answers. So only four people have answered, and only one person has gotten it correct. Okay, so first let's discuss why is improving generalization the correct option. So here the first option is to learn which features are not strong predictors. So that is not the reason. Second, to increase interpretability by reducing correlation among the trees. So that is also not correct. To improve generalization is correct because when you look at a random subset of features, so let's say the first tree looked at A and B variables, and then the next tree looked at C and D, and then the other tree looked at B and C. That is different combinations. So you're improving the generalization, which in turn improves the performance when tested on the testing data set. So that is the reason. Now let's see who has gotten it correct. Oh, XGB has gotten it correct, and he has gotten it correct because he has created a hat trick. Congratulations, XGB, for winning. Congratulations, XGB, for winning all the three parts. That's great. So now this is the end of today's session. So I hope it was informative and fun. So thanks a lot for taking part in this quiz program. Now, if you want more resources related to data science, so here I have my own website called dataanalyticsguru.com. So thanks a lot for attending today's session. For more data science, machine learning, and data analytics resources, tutorials, and more quizzes, you can visit dataanalyticsguru.com. So this is my own website, and I am the creator. Okay, so thanks a lot for attending today's session. I hope it was very informative and fun. Have a good day. Stay safe during this pandemic situation. Thanks a lot, everyone.